Alright guys, so it's been about 2 months. I was on the road in my car camper. Got tons of fun stickers all over. But yeah, I'm going to show you what worked and what didn't work. So here's the bed, kayak bed. The bed was the best ever. So I'll show you what I have. So I started out with just the yoga mat and then the screen air mattress, but then later I went camping with my little niece in the mountains in Alberta and we needed another mat, so I bought that, and after that it was so perfect. This is actually just an old beach blanket that I've had for many years, and I just triple folded it and then made it extra cushiony, and I used this blanket for the most part, and then I have a thicker one that I needed when it got down to like 0 and -1, which was super cold. And then here I just keep my outdoor sandals. Underneath here I have like extra water, some canned food, things like that, just in case I needed it, but I didn't end up needing it. Here is my foldable kayak. I always kept it locked up when I didn't need it and when I drove, just to be safe. And then here are all my window covers, which worked out awesome, even though they weren't cut the best, but they worked out well. Some laundry detergent and dryer sheets just in case, which I used a couple times, and then just my paddle, my kayak paddle, and then my hikers here with a cloth for the kayak to wipe it down. In Alberta you have to have 48 hours in between bodies of water, just to keep, you know, the disease and things like that down. And then I just kept an extra bag just in case, and I just stuff it in there. So that is the back, and then this is just in drive mode, so when I slept I would put that onto the table with my day hiking bag, and it worked out super well. So let's go around the other side. So here's the little table. This is my day pack, which I would use mostly when I went on day hikes, which I used a lot, almost every other day, or if not every day. If I'm driving, usually I just put it on the bed on the other side, and then when I had my paddleboard I would put it under here, but then I got a hole in it, so when I was on my way back to Ontario to go out to Newfoundland, I just dropped it off at home and then put my bag of clothes here instead of on the top right there. And then on the side I have 2 things of groceries and food and things like that. My instant coffee, yay. Yeah, and then some rocks, of course. I forgot to mention also, underneath here I always had a filter and my lovely 80s food thing, which I actually didn't end up using, but like a car pump underneath there, and a thing for in case I had a flat tire. So yeah, just in case I needed air or things like that. I did end up getting air a couple times, which I pumped it up like way too much and it would not go down, but yeah, anyways, this was just for emergency that I keep underneath here. Easy, not easy like to access right away, but just had to move out 2 bags really, so that worked out super well. And I should mention that Tim ended up flying in a couple times to meet me in certain spots in Canada. I didn't keep anything in the side door here, and then in the passenger side I would keep some extra napkins and Kleenex here. A cooler was always beside me just in case. Water, coffee mate there. Extra water here too, which I have more underneath the back. And then in my glove compartment box I just have extra Kleenex, umbrella, some Tim's glasses, some Gravol for him because he gets sick all the time, and then some vitamin C, and then of course Dua Lipa CD, which I'd never listen to music anymore, some more paper towel, glasses. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. And then here I would always get hot water from Tim Hortons instead of the coffee. As you can see, all the spills. I don't like their coffee and I don't want to eat their food either, so I just would usually get a hot water, and then I would make my own coffee in the car, which worked out super well. And then in the console, nothing really. Some electronics, some chip clips, flossers, and things like that. And then on the other side, my whistle just in case, extra key, and then a nap and then a mask. Nothing too much in there. And then on the other side, so here I have a little broom on the side, which worked out well. I got that in the middle of the drive. I loved it so much. And then on the side I have some extra plastic bags, small ones and kind of medium ones for my rocks because I love them. My sister gave this to me before I left. It's so beautiful. And then I found these ones at other places. And then on the side here I have a flashlight and some more bungee cords just in case. And then here I have a tote for my electronics, my video camera, laptop, things like that. And then here's some of my camping gear, like my stove, propane, things like that. Just my camping stuff, which worked out so well. I used it almost every day. And then it got super cold, so I had some gloves, a rain jacket because it rained a lot, and then just a couple tripods and things like that. When I slept, I would keep my Cotopaxi waist pack just over here at nighttime. I would push that back, and then I would put my coverings on, and then I would always just sleep right there with my head at the front, and then just in case something happened, I would have easy access to my wallet and things like that. And then I would put this on the top over there so that I could just sleep nice and comfortably, which worked out awesome. And there you can see all the window coverings popping through. Yeah, so that's it for here. And then on the side door here, I have my selfie stick, which I used quite often, especially in Cape Breton, wipes, and then gloves for pumping gas. And yeah, that's it. Pretty much it. I always drove with water right beside me. An extra pen is always a good idea. And then for the top, I'm gonna open the top one sec. I took a bunch of stuff out, but here is just some life jackets, my hiking poles, Tim's hiking poles, my thing, a dry bag, and things like that. I had clothes in here and some other things that I didn't need all the time. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the top, which kept it really nice and clean. But yeah, so that's it. I really enjoyed sleeping in my car, and it's definitely going to be a thing I'm going to do in the future as well. Being 2 months in my car really helped, like, just save thousands of dollars in hotels and Airbnbs and things like that. So yeah. So overall, I'm very happy with my whole setup. The kayak was a total win. It did block my driver. I can show you again, one second. It did block the drive a little bit on that little black window, but actually that little window was covered the entire time and I didn't have any problem. So I just drove carefully and like double checked my mirrors. But honestly, I didn't even want to stay in my Airbnbs half the time. I loved just sleeping in my car. It was a couple of times it was very scary because we had crazy weather in Newfoundland. Tim hadn't arrived yet, so my first night after I got off the ferry, it was like crazy windy and like stormy, and it just stormed the whole entire time. And then when I was in Quebec, like the rain was unreal. I was certain that it was going to be like everything is going to get soaked on the topper. And then I have a huge rooftop you can't really see, which I never open, but I thought for sure that would leak, but it didn't. So overall, there isn't much that I would change. I did end up getting rid of a few things when I came back to go back out to Newfoundland from Alberta and BC. So yeah, it was awesome. There's a little bee. Definitely recommend it. And I didn't have any problems sleeping. Like, I didn't have any problems while I slept in certain spots. I was very picky on where I slept. Of course, you gotta trust your gut, and if you don't feel safe, you gotta let somebody know. Sometimes I was just like super tired from, you know, hiking all day and then just being tired. You know, when you're climbing mountains, you get tired. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's my little tour. Hope you guys enjoyed it.